Hello everybody and welcome back once more to Anime Yay or Nay. I am TheOutbackAl.
I'm Yin&Jung.
I'm Chibi New.
I'm Envy Jitters.
I'm CheerandCosplay.
And I'm Kozi.
And we're back with more Donghua month.
Woo!
Donghua month? Yes? Am I saying these right?
Yes.
I'm going to be saying a lot of things wrong. this
Donghua,
month.
yeah.
Okay. Cool. Your month, your show. What's up?
Yeah, so this week we're watching Lord of the Mysteries, which is another Donghua that's ongoing right now. It actually ended in China already. They released the last 4 episodes all at once, but it's still ongoing internationally.
Also, it's like Korra.
What?
I'm sorry, Avatar. When they ended
yeah.
a 4-episode sort of mini-movie thing. Sorry, I like Avatar. Continue.
Yeah, a lot of Donghua actually does that. They'll release it for like a special thing in theaters for people to watch the last few episodes. So it did that over there. So there's a bunch of leaked episodes, but it's fine. Regardless, over here it's ongoing, and this one is about a guy who's like kind of sick of his job, so he does a luck enhancement ritual, and it ends up transmigrating him into a sort of Victorian-esque Lovecraftian world where he is brought into the body of a guy who is killing himself after he made contact with an Antigonus notebook that has driven like a bunch of people, including his friend, crazy as well. So now he gets pulled into this world of supernatural beings and beyonders who fight against supernatural forces or kind of level up through sequences on various like 22 pathways that give them the powers of gods once they get to the highest sequences. So this is just about like his journey through that world and his encounters with the Nighthawks is what season 1 mainly focuses on.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is Antigonus supposed to mean something?
The Antigonus family is just the old, like, I guess you could say the family on a specific pathway that is powerful and has this sort of notebook. There's usually like secret orders and cults attached to these things.
If you've ever played a game of Call of Cthulhu, it's essentially that.
It's similar in vibe.
But a show.
Yeah.
And
But the Antigonus is just the family that the notebook belongs to.
And I'll say compared to like Call of Cthulhu and stuff like that, hey, you can actually get power and not be completely insignificant against these threats against you.
Yeah.
So that's something. This actually kind of reminded me of, because I know you've shown me some of the I don't know the exact terminology, but it's like a cultivation type show.
Yes, the
Yeah.
power system is incredibly similar.
Yeah, that was familiar to me whenever we watched this. So that was something like, I feel like feels like a little bit like, as opposed to last week, which was To Be Hero X, this feels like a little bit more in the what I know Donghua wheelhouse usually might have, or at least what you've shown me.
Yeah, that's usually in the Yin&Jung genre of Donghua, and this
See, I'm
one...
glad you said that and I didn't, because I was going to butcher the hell out of that.
And this one takes like some things from that, but with more of like a European sort of twist to it.
Mm-hmm.
So in most Yin&Jung, there are certain sects, like you'll find in, for instance, Modazushi is the one you're thinking of.
I watched the Untamed version, but yes.
Yeah, it's the same in terms of it has these sects that people belong to and these paths of cultivation. In this one, they separate it out by churches. So for instance, Klein in this volume spends most of his time with the Evernight Church, which you'll see the Sleepless Pathway is very connected to the Church of the Evernight Goddess. So there's a lot of world building in this, a lot of lore, and it does kind of go back into like the sort of Yin&Jung genre, but this author was also really inspired by things like Bloodborne.
Mm-hmm.
He was a big fan of that. Yeah, you can tell. You can tell.
I could tell that.
Huge fan. So he took a lot of inspiration from like more Western style things as well. You can see a lot of influences in this. This show is based off of a web novel that came out in 2018. It has 10,000 pages. This web novel is enormous. It's fantastic all the way through. I mean, it never gets dull, even though it's so long.
So if this does well, it's going to have many seasons.
Oh yeah, it's already confirmed. Get this. It's already confirmed for 6 seasons in a movie. So there's going to be a whole lot more of this.
Wait, they already did the Community joke.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they're drawing from a lot of other Western influences. Why not take a meme from us as well? That's pretty good. I like that.
Yeah, so they're gonna end it in 2035 with a movie.
Holy shit.
So this has many more seasons. They guaranteed that the next season is gonna have at least 30 episodes, which is awesome because the volumes are huge. So this one,
Do you think this is going to be like China's One Piece?
yeah, it's going to be like China's One Piece. So this one covers
Vastly different tone.
vastly different. This one covers the first volume, which is 1,500 pages.
Wow.
But there's only 13 episodes.
And to
which
be
is
clear,
unfortunate.
how much have you read of these 10,000 pages or so?
Oh, yeah, I've
All
read-
of it?
I've read.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, to put that in perspective, 10,000 pages, is that kind of like the length of the 3 Lord of the Rings books and the...
It's more than that.
It's more than that.
Way
It's
more than that.
Okay.
It's like, think of a lot of Stephen King's much longer novels. It's like 10 its.
Yeah, it's like tenets. It's like
I was going to say that or the Dune series.
incredibly
No.
long.
I was gonna say the Dune books, lengthwise, no, not that long at all, actually.
But luckily, this is split into 8 volumes, so it doesn't feel as daunting as all that. But the first 3 episodes that we watched this week actually cover the span of about 600 pages, which is crazy.
Okay, that
That
puts a
explains
little
it,
bit of-
right?
Well, the thing
Yeah.
is I'm gonna be kind of honest. I had the subtitles on to kind of help me, because if I can read it, I can sort of like get some of the world building stuff, so the dialogue's not going by quite as fast.
Yeah.
But it's 3 episodes. They're throwing a lot of information at you.
So much.
So I am sadly a little bit lost. I feel like I
Everyone
need to
was.
go back and rewatch them.
Everyone was lost. I gotta be honest. That was one of the
I
main critiques
don't-
about this show.
Yeah, I
I-
don't feel like this is something you could watch without having read.
Yeah, I feel like
I,
I would just
uh,
read it.
I took a bunch of notes because I didn't think I was going to make it to the recording. So I wrote down that for the first episode, going into episode 2, I was a little bit lost. But then once they kind of did a little refresher episode 2 and they explained the world a little bit more, I got less confused and I kind of got the general gist of, the main guy switching souls or moving into the body of a guy, and he's trying to, solve how to get
No, I
back
mean,
and stuff like that.
I got that
That part was easy.
I understood that. Like, that's the basis of, like, pretty much every transmigration novel that there is.
Yeah.
But it's more like the world building for the world that we're now in.
Yeah, like, they're like, oh no, the Antigonus family notebook, the Beyonders. I'm like, what does that mean?
Yeah, they don't explain much. They definitely throw you into it. And like I said, they were trying to cover a lot. One of the main problems here was that I've heard that the production company kind of forced the studio to get to that clown fight within the first 3 episodes. So,
Why?
because I think they wanted to hook people, which was kind of a mistake because they had to rush through a lot of things.
Here's no, go on.
And that was the reason I kind of mentioned watching episode 4 might be helpful, because a lot of material from episode 4 actually came before the clown fight. Like a lot of the stuff where Klein is like learning divination and going to the divination club and doing all that stuff. Like there's a ton of stuff in the book where he's just learning how to do things that he just randomly seems to know how to do in the episodes, which was a little frustrating.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I didn't find these episodes super confusing, probably because I've read the book, but like I understand a lot of people's like confusion with it. Like there were so many people who said they were lost because there is like a lot of info thrown at you all at once, but I thought it was a
Right.
fun ride regardless.
I didn't have any issues.
I know
Why?
you said you were not confused at all, which was surprising to me.
Yeah.
I mean-
you just let it roll. I'm like, this is a thing, this is a thing, this is a thing. I'm gonna find out what they are on the next episode.
I mean, Al, I feel like you tend to just absorb a lot of information very easily. You're like a sponge.
Yes.
You don't think
Yes.
about it
But-
any deeper.
But also, I guess the thing is like the thing that hooked me, I wish we would have taken the pacing a little bit slower, because I think the thing that got me kind of more interested was actually the part where he meets up with the other 2 Beyonders.
Oh, the space above the great fog and the tarot
Yeah.
club. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's some of the best parts, man. I love that. And he
That
kind of
felt like a completely separate story. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
A little, yeah, but I mean, it still connects to he's trying to go home. Like, that's the main reason why he keeps doing these, like, tarot club meetings.
Yeah, but they have him in like this mind palace, right? Where he's like God, and then you throw him back into the real world and he's kind of a loser.
Oh, he's a fraud. It's
I
all
will
good.
say it does feel like an element that maybe I feel like in other things would have come up in a much later chapter after he already has his magic powers working in this world. But
I think like I don't know. Like to me, it makes sense in terms of, and a lot of it comes later in terms of like the themes of the story and also just Klein as a character. Like he is just faking it till he makes it. He doesn't have any powers at all. Like he is pretending to be a god.
That whole scene to me was Obi-Wan on Kamino.
Yeah,
It's like, yes, you're the Jedi
or
here
like,
who did the thing. That's why I'm here.
Road to El Dorado or whatever.
Yeah.
I am Miguel. And I am Tulio. And they call us Miguel and Tulio.
Fake it till you make it.
But he was manipulating things in there.
Yeah, but it's all the Grey Fog.
I like that he was like, this is my mind. Wait, can I make a castle? Holy shit, I made a castle. Okay, act like you meant to do that.
Yeah, like he doesn't have any powers right now, but he has some strange connection to the Grey Fog, which is very powerful. Maybe they didn't explain that very well, but that's kind of actually what's going on. He actually has like no powers until he becomes a Beyonder. But because he keeps doing these luck rituals, that's what happens with like the Grey Fog.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of have a separate question. So he said the only memories he has of Klein he learned from reading his diary, right?
No.
I was gonna say, he doesn't remember anything, does he?
He remembers everything.
Well, he didn't at first, but it started to come back a little bit to him here and there.
Okay, so how did he know what anything was? Because
that's
at least the first episode, he was relying on the diary.
No.
But like,
I think he was relying on...
No, he knew everything Klein knew?
Yeah, his mind melded with Klein's. And I think in the English dub, they tried to like show that through like his accent changing. Like you can hear at first he speaks in an American accent and then it changes to British. I think they were trying to display that, but basically his memories all meld with Klein's. So Klein's entire life he remembers now, and that's why he's so attached to his siblings and things like that. And he knows to say like praise the goddess to people, or like he knows
that
everything
did not
about
come through
Satan.
at all.
Oh, okay.
That
yeah.
I did get.
I kind of took it like, at least for the things that he's discovering about Klein, that like Klein should have known, but that he doesn't, is that I figured it was, I've connected with this other person's mind. I have all the general knowledge of the universe that I've moved to, but maybe I'm not knowing these things that happened to him because of either magic reasons, mind destruction reasons, or that he shot himself in the head and there's some missing chunks of gray matter or something.
It takes a little bit of time to come back, but he does gain all of Klein's memories.
Okay.
But you're right. At first, he's like, who am I? Who's Klein? But it does, like, come back. But I think maybe it wasn't said very clearly that, like, now he remembers.
I did watch the dub.
It was not.
Oh, did you watch the
I-
Chinese or the English?
I watched the Chinese.
English.
Okay.
See, I did pick up on that. I think it was when his sister came into the room and he was like, oh, Grandpa's pocket watch is broken again or whatever. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he must have gotten some of those memories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he was able to blend in with his siblings.
Right. He remembers pretty much everything as time goes on, but it does, like, take him a minute, you know, since he just blew his brains out.
I mean, it does sound like maybe, and I think you're saying this, they might have rushed season 1 a little bit or crammed it a little too much.
They did, yeah.
This is just a transition because I needed to talk about this. You said it was 10,000 pages. So Harry Potter is 4,100 pages. Game of Thrones so far, and it will probably never be completed, but as 4,400 pages. One Piece is 21,000. So you read half of One Piece.
Yeah, yay. I haven't finished One Piece yet, so now I believe in
Well, it sounds like you're gonna be before long.
But yeah, I think in terms of these 3 episodes, it was covering like a lot, obviously. And I think they did want to go to like some of those big battles, especially like the Ray Bieber and the clown fight. I think those are like big iconic parts that they wanted to reach, and parts that just look awesome animated, which the animation, I mean, here is gorgeous. I think the studio is BC May, which they also
did Madao, right?
Yeah, they also made Modao Zushi, and they did King's Avatar, which is another donghua I've watched. Some of the animation in King's Avatar, like, it's really rough because it was made years ago. So, like, the computer animation little pieces that they sometimes stick in there, looked really bad there. I think they've improved a lot throughout the years. And to me, Lord of the Mysteries looks amazing. I think sometimes they still, when you see a carriage go by,
the carriages.
or like a door open, sometimes it looks a little wonky.
Some of the I wrote down in my notes that some of the CG looks really good, and even if it doesn't look good, it looks fun. And that's the best way I could describe it. But then 8 times out of 10, it looks fun. But then the other 2 out of 10 times, like you mentioned, with the carriages or the horses or the doors, it kind of
gets weird.
Little,
I kind of feel like every nation and every type of animation has their CGI crosswalk of nightmares, like a different version for everybody. Like anime definitely has the CGI crosswalk of nightmares.
Yes. This is the carriage of nightmares.
I'm going to say this though, because I do think they did something that I've said a lot whenever it comes to mixing 2D and 3D animation, especially in an anime or donghua type medium, is that when you put it in motion and don't make it the main focus of the shot, it actually still works really well. CGI crosswalk of nightmares is always known because it's always a very static shot and it's all we can really focus on.
That's what happened in King's Avatar.
Yeah. Versus I think the CGI for the carriages and stuff kind of works because the camera movement's very dynamic in a lot of this show, and they're moving around, and yes, that is CG. We're clearly seeing that CG, but I'm focusing on everything else. This big, sprawling city, all these other elements that kind of make it a little, blend in a little bit better. Kind of like what Attack on Titan did, but sort of in reverse, where the main characters were the focus, they were in 2D, all the backgrounds are 3D and CGI, but they're moving around so fast you don't care.
Yeah, and a lot of the backgrounds here are 3D as well, but it looks stunning. I mean, the designs for this are amazing. If you look really closely at the backgrounds, they're so detailed. Mm-hmm. Old Neil, when they're in the alchemy room, it looks amazing. There's so much going on there. Tingen City, like you said, is huge and sprawling. Looks great.
Yeah, Old Neil, obviously related to Young Neil from Scott Pilgrim, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
Of course.
The character designs, I think, are perfect. They did such a great job of bringing the book to life. I like how they did the space above the gray fog as well. So I think all the designs here were really incredible. And you could tell that the studio is a big fan of the book and the director too. I think the choreography and stuff really worked. There are certain moments, like that moment when Klein does first go to the space above the gray fog, where everything turned upside down and there was this music sting, where sometimes the score and the visuals match up so well that it just has such a great impact. So I love the way that this show looks. Even though it has its wonky moments, I think it's really beautiful and memorable overall.
I will say what I really liked, and this is, I've seen it done well before, but I like seeing a magic fight that is very creative. Mm-hmm. And I do think, especially because we actually watched a little bit further. I don't know how far everybody else got. Did everybody else just watch 3 episodes or so?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because the episodes are so long.
Yeah.
I think it would have been episode 4 or 5. They do fight a witch.
That was 5.
And there's mirrors and illusions, and some people are trapped in their sleep, but not trapped in their sleep. It gets really, really crazy interesting. 4? Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that whole fight scene, I'm like, ooh, this is intricate in how many different ways you're showing off your different moves and your different spells and your different things.
Are you talking about 5? When you say
I think
witch,
it's 5.
what are
The
you...
witch.
The
witch at the house.
Demoness?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe
it hasn't been fully explained yet. I've only watched 5 episodes.
Was it the Divination Club episode?
No, after that.
Oh,
so
okay.
5.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
And it was the Demoness.
I'm the one who's
she was on the witch sequence. You're right. Anyway, we're spoiling stuff.
Yeah, there's a witch.
Yeah.
And she does a bunch of stuff. And that was a very cool fight, and I really liked that.
Cool fight. I think the clown one was a cool fight too. I think they did a lot there that was really interesting with everybody's powers. I like that they included Daly in this fight. In the book, it was a totally different person. They didn't have Daly there. Mm-hmm. But I like that they included her because she's just a more memorable Nighthawk character.
They just slotted her in for somebody else. I'm assuming she
it was a different person in there. Okay. So they replaced that person with Daly because the other person is just unimportant. So I think that was a really good choice and change that they made. Sometimes I think the way that they show the powers is weird because it doesn't match what their abilities actually are. I think they're
Okay.
trying to look cool sometimes, and it does look really cool, but like, you know how in the Ray Bieber fight, there's all kinds of like lightning that like Dunn is shooting out and like water and stuff. Like he can't really do any of that. Like he can put people to sleep and drag people into dreams, but it's like,
I thought that was him dragging someone into a dream and then attacking them in the
yeah, okay, so you're thinking maybe they're all in a dream in that moment?
dream. Yeah, at a certain point, I took it as like you're fighting Itachi.
Okay.
You
Then
have to
that's
assume
fine,
that
I
at a certain
guess.
point you're going to wake up and realize that nothing that just happened.
I guess maybe they're all in a dream in that moment. I don't know, because sometimes their powers are just wild. And then, like, when Leonard just, like, transports, like, he literally, how do you say, when you just
Teleport?
he literally, like, teleports from one, like, spot in a battlefield to another. And he shouldn't have the ability to do that. So I think sometimes they're just doing things because it looks cool. But it does look cool, so I guess it's okay. But I've definitely seen some fans complain that, like, yeah, their abilities don't really match up to, like, what they're able to do in the show. But I'm okay with it because it looks awesome. I was wondering, though, in the battle that Leonard had with the monsters during the kidnapping, did you feel like he was putting the monster to sleep or dragging them into a dream?
I thought he was just punching them a punch.
No, remember
Am I
when he goes
confusing
into
people?
his, like, domain expansion type thing?
Oh.
He, like,
Jeez,
does his
this
little
is-
poem.
This is starting to blend together a little bit. Sorry.
It's okay if you don't remember. I was just curious
This
how you
is-
took it.
See, this is the problem with binging stuff, is that it starts to blend at a certain point.
Maybe somebody else remembers. Does anybody remember Leonard's domain expansion?
To be clear, Leonard
Is that
is...
the rose field?
The roses, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you feel like he brought the monster into a dream or he was putting it to sleep?
I didn't
Wouldn't it-
realize that was supposed to be a dream.
Wouldn't it be the same thing?
I think maybe they were just visualizing him putting it to sleep, but I wanted to see how other people took it because that is his ability, is that he can just lull people to sleep with his poem. But like a nightmare like Dunn is able to bring people into dreams.
Did he also put Klein to sleep then? Because I feel like Klein was seeing it.
No, I think because Klein is a seer, like he's able to resist a little bit more. So Klein was okay. He didn't go to sleep.
I also wasn't getting the putting them to sleep impression. I was getting more the dream thing, but
Yeah.
dreams and sleep kind
That's
of
a-
go
yeah.
hand in hand. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought during the fight he was one of like the corpse people.
Like Daily?
Sure, you're saying names. They don't mean anything
Okay, you
to
need
me.
to be... You can't say names.
Oh.
Who are they?
The corpse people, like the
Because you
psychic?
keep saying Leonard, Dunn, Daly. I know I watched the show. I don't know who you're talking
alright,
about. Which
Leonard-
one's the dude wearing
Leonard's
like the
the gay
V-neck shirt?
poet. The gay poet is
Okay.
Leonard.
The hot one?
The hot one who looks like the healing patriarch.
Okay, cool. The hot one. And he was doing what?
He was the one with the poem.
He was putting people
he
to
was
sleep.
the one putting people to sleep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And then Daly is the girl who's like psychic and
Oh, psychic creepy. I'm going to reach into your mind
creepy,
person from
reaching
episode
mind
1.
person.
Gotcha.
Dunn is the captain.
Captain.
So when you said
They-
corpse person, I assume you mean Daly, but I don't know.
Yeah, so at that point they hadn't really explained what any of the differences were, so we didn't know what powers were. It definitely did not sound like sleep though.
Okay.
They-
I'm
No.
curious. to
They
see.
explain it a little bit, I think, in the second episode when he's like, you can choose different paths. Here's the 4 that we work with.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Yeah.
that doesn't that happen in the second episode?
They do.
though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. And he
But
said
Here's...
the sleep one and the corpse one were attacked, and then there was seer, and then
Yeah.
some other shit I don't remember.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
It was seer and something else.
Mystery
But the
Pride.
thing is like the thing about the dream thing, the sleeplessness thing, we were never explained that he was one of the sleep people.
Oh, it does
Yeah.
say it.
Well, it says he's a nightmare.
If they did
which,
say it,
unless you tell people...
it went by too fast.
They do...
It does say it on screen, but
Yeah,
it probably
they-
went by really fast.
Every time someone's name comes up, it also says Nightmare, level 7.
Yeah, it
This
says
thing, that's thing.
Sleepless sequence 8.
Here's what I do think maybe they should have said, because there's a couple different names going around and we don't necessarily know. My initial thought was, oh, you start on one path, so I'm a seer at 9, so I go become a seer 8, seer 7, seer 6. Not the case. You change your name whenever you go up a level. So yeah, the Nightmare is like level 7 for the starting Sleepless class.
Yes.
Okay, that would have been good to explain. Because I thought he was an entirely different thing at first until it started explaining like, okay, so here's basically how it works. Okay, so I'm gonna do exactly
I'll
what
just say, we pirated it and it was still in Chinese.
Okay, well then that's probably part of the problem for that. But yeah.
We also couldn't read notebooks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Essentially, there's 22 different paths you can take. Each one has its own thing going on, and each of them has 10 levels going up, each with a different name. So technically, there are 220 classes.
Yeah, but like each pathway, like the sequence, you do have to move.
There's still
through
really
the
only
sequences.
22 classes.
Yeah, you have to.
Yeah,
move
but
through.
each
You're
one
just
has a
leveling
different.
up.
Each one has a different name. It's not Seer 1 through 9.
No.
It's Seer, Clown, whatever's next, blah blah blah.
Right.
Like, so technically, there are 220 different named classes.
But when you say class, it
Not
makes it
really.
sound.
It's more like there's classes, but then
It's
like the names are
subclasses.
subclasses.
Yeah, they're like levels that you go through. Sequences.
But if I say, hey, I'm a clown, what does that mean?
You're a
Level 2.
sequence 8 seer.
Oh, and people are just gonna immediately know that.
Yeah, because that's how it works.
If you know,
Not if I
if you
don't know.
I
And I
assume.
think that's the problem with maybe the rushed element of the packing the first season a little too much.
That's fair.
If you had a thing where it was like, okay, Seers become this, Sleepless become this, blah blah blah, or if there was maybe a naming convention that like maybe this works better in the Chinese because it does seem like there's a theme: sleepless, nightmare, dream type stuff. All that's I see a theme. I understand why this is all part of the same path. Maybe because I know the Chinese language, at least written out, like works a little different. And like if you use a particular character that means something, you add another character, it means something completely different. Maybe it's like adding more characters shows the path. I don't know.
What?
Okay, I'm talking out of my ass. But
Okay, well,
If-
to interrupt Al and get us on a different topic because you're talking out your ass.
I am talking out of my ass, but I'm saying, is there a connection between the word for sleepless in Chinese to nightmare? Like, I'm wondering if
I
it's...
mean, they're all just about dreams, darkness, sleep. Like, in English, it kind of makes sense, too.
I get that. I'm saying, is there a way
Seer
that
to clown doesn't.
Yeah, seer to clown doesn't make any fucking sense.
They're all
But-
a circus.
Oh my god, he's a fucking circus theme. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. But I'm saying, is there a simple word that's level 1, and then your level 2 thing is a word that includes the
You're
first word?
thinking
But it's
too much.
I don't know. I don't know how
All right,
language
you're
works,
thinking
but I
too
know
much.
it's something.
I think it's just best thing of it is there's 22 pathways. You can choose your pathway, then you can't leave it unless you're at a really high sequence, in which case there are a couple of other things in your grouping that you can go to.
Gotcha. No multiclassing before the first ASI. Gotcha.
Yeah, but otherwise it's like you're on a certain pathway, there's 9 sequences, and then there's a sequence 0, which is like godhood. And the first sequence is usually the 9th sequence is usually what they call the pathway, unless you know the sequence 0 title, but most people don't. Because a lot of the times the churches and stuff keep this under wraps, so most lay people don't know the names of higher sequences.
Okay.
So, question about world building.
Yeah.
In the Grey Fog, or the world above the Grey Fog, wherever the fuck they're holding their little tea meetings every Monday.
There's Zoom meetings.
Honestly, kind of.
In the first meeting, the girl is like, do you know how to become a Beyonder? And he was like, oh, if I knew, like, don't we all wish we know? And, like, it was, like, a big thing that the other guy knew how to get her a potion. But it seems extremely easy for people to become Beyonders because we see a whole bunch of people who just, like, took it like a drug, you know?
Yeah. So you can join like a church or something. Like Alger, who's the guy you're talking about with the blue hair, he is part of a church. He's a sailor. He's part of like the Church of the Lord of Storms or whatever. And he did tell Audrey, who's the girl, like, oh, you can join a church or something if you want, or whatever, if you want to, like, become a Beyonder, because they know the secrets, and they often have certain potions. Like what Dunn was talking about, like, we have the potion for Sequence 9 Seer, but that's the only one we have. So the churches, like, hold a lot of the secrets of the Beyonders. But some people don't want to join the churches or any of these big organizations, like Audrey didn't want to. So they just kind of become wild Beyonders, and then they have to do other things to gain these potions. Usually join a secret organization, a secret order. They sometimes go to secret meetings where just wild Beyonders will trade potions and things like that. So it's a little bit harder for the people who don't want to join an organization.
So they're Pokemon.
What?
I don't understand any way that you're going. What?
They're wild Beyonders.
Oh, the way I phrased
Gotta
it, yeah.
catch them all.
That's just like kind of a silly way that sometimes the narrator calls it in the book, but it's just like...
So, the whole point was she did know how to become a Beyonder, but she didn't want to do it the official way. She wanted the black market way? Is that what you're saying?
It sounded like she
didn't quite know.
Yeah.
She's just kind of like an average, like, rich girl, you know?
Here's the thing. It feels like everyone in this universe understands the basics of how to become a Beyonder. You drink a magic potion that's specially made, and you get magic powers, and you keep doing that. The actual important details of what's in the potion, how do you make it work, what are the spells, that's all kept under lock and key, so normal people can't get to it. And I think that's her situation is, I want to become a Beyonder, I know I gotta drink potion, how do get?
And I think the fact that she has to join a church in order to be able to do that is a bit of a setback for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't
What it
want...
sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
doesn't
so
want to be part of, like, an organization.
Most likely, again, she knew she would have to join the church, but because she didn't want to, she's like, black market, where do I get?
Yeah, I mean, it's not clear if she knew or not, like, exactly. She did ask him, so I don't know how much she actually knew, but she definitely doesn't want to do that, so she wants, like, the black market way, and that's why, like, this fell into her lap with the Fool and stuff, where she's just like, okay, now I can just join these meetings, and I'll be able to trade secrets with, like, this powerful being, and with Alger, who seems to know a lot, because he's, like, kind of a low to mid-sequence Beyonder who seems to have a lot of info, too.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, it seems like the churches are giving out Beyonders like candy, so...
Well, as long as you sign over your immortal soul or something like that, the usual deal.
I don't know, there's not that many people in the Nighthawks, I guess. I don't know, they seem a little sparse, but...
I'm going to throw out there, it's probably an element of just, this is the important thing of the series.
Yeah, so we're focused on it.
Yeah, of course, most of the characters we'll meet will be them, but it's probably like they consist of less than 1% of the actual population.
How many Beyonders how many, like, Nighthawks have we seen? Like, 6?
I figure it's not dissimilar to, like, how many people are in the CIA versus how much, what's the actual population of the country?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Those who got, like, more than a couple of seconds of screen time, I would definitely say is about 6, but it's more like probably like 10 or 12 if we include all the people that we just saw in passing when he walked in the building.
I'm going to assume if it's an actual organization that, like, goes up a couple steps in the chain of command, I gotta say this organization has at least 200 people in it.
Oh yeah, if we're counting, like, the main body of, like,
Yeah.
the Evernight Church and everything, like, there's a shit ton of people, but it's
then
like...
you gotta figure there's probably like 100,000 or more people in this city.
But it's, yeah, these churches are, like, the main, like, way... Like, there's the Church of the Evernight Goddess, there's the Church of the Steam and Machinery God or whatever. There's, like, a bunch of different churches that you can join in order to become a Beyonder. And that's, like, the official way. And they are the official, like, protectors of lay people. But like I said, there are other ways to become a Beyonder that some people like Audrey would choose and rather do. There are also secret organizations that, like, the main people, like the Nighthawks and the Machinery Hive Mind and stuff, wouldn't necessarily approve of. But those are, like, the Secret Order and things like that, like those more shady cults.
Yeah. This is where we really get Cthulhu.
Yeah, those are, like, more cults, and they usually worship, like, evil gods and stuff like that. There's a lot of world building. There's a lot going on in this. And I think because they had to shove so much into the first 3 episodes, it does get a little confusing. But the book definitely is an easier entry point to this because it is explained throughout hundreds and hundreds of pages. And like I said, we do get to see more of Klein's progress and more of him learning stuff alongside of us. But yeah, I feel like the first 3 episodes can kind of be a lot to take in all at once, which is why some people found the English dub a little bit more digestible than the Chinese, because the English subtitles tend to go by really fast, like what Chibi was saying, because there's a lot of like, talking and then the dialogue just disappears. So that's why I said maybe the English dub's a little easier, but I think the Chinese dub is also fantastic. Like, I think the voice cast both did great.
I'm gonna be honest, I tried the English dub. I was not jiving with it. I was kind of confused.
So maybe it was worse for you.
I was the exact opposite. I loved the English dub. I thought it was period appropriate since they were kind of like going for a Victorian England.
Period appropriate for sure, but as far as trying to understand what they were saying and get all the information into my skull, no.
That's fair.
Not at all.
I kind of like, I feel like I made a bunch of jokes that first episode about their accents and stuff.
They're British.
British.
But it's great. I don't know. I like that they did that. It added to the atmosphere.
You know what it kind of reminds me of a little? It reminds me of Bakano a little bit.
Yeah,
like everyone has that like 1930s sort of New York accent thing that we know you don't actually talk like that, but it's fun that you're trying.
It just like adds to it. I don't know. I think they did a great job with the English dub, to be honest. But like I said, the Chinese voices are good too. I think I prefer Leonard and Daly's Chinese voices. They weren't quite what I pictured in the English dub, but I think the actors still did an amazing job. Klein's voice is perfect. I love when he switches to the Fool. Sounds like a completely different person. It works so well for me. You can just tell like how he is an actor, and that's really what he's doing throughout most of the story is like kind of becoming these roles that he plays. And he's gonna play a lot more as time goes on, but the Fool is like his main thing.
You know what the show honestly reminded me of tone-wise, even though I know it doesn't make any sense at all?
Yeah.
It reminded me of the Netflix Castlevania show. I don't know why. I have no way to describe it. Just the way I was watching it, I was like, this kind of reminds me of the Netflix Castlevania show.
No,
I could see it.
Yeah, I feel you on that. It's sort of like the period piece, like heroic, but also like down to earth characters who are fighting these like impossible, monstrous creatures who want nothing but destruction.
Yeah,
it's very Call of Cthulhu.
And I forget the guy's name, the sexy one that
Leonard.
is kind of flirting. Yeah, Leonard.
We know who you're talking about when you say the sexy one. That's all you have to say.
Yeah, he was giving me a little bit of Trevor vibes if he was more flirtatious.
Suave. Okay, yeah. I could see it.
Sober Trevor is what I'm hearing. Well, sobers.
Yeah.
We don't know for sure.
I think he's sober. He just has a secret that he's very weird about.
I don't think it's a secret, darling.
Not that secret.
Because I will say him and the captain were my 2 favorite characters. I liked both of them. They were fun.
They make a good duo where it's sort of like the fun, sort of facetious one, and then the more down to earth, straight talking one.
Yeah, I really like them both too. I mean, I love Leonard. He's one of my favorite characters. Dawn is also great.
Although, what was the girl's name? The one with the crazy hair?
Daly.
Yeah, her powers were definitely my favorite though. Like, I bet you she's the most OP one from the group secretly, besides Leonard.
You're kind of right in a way. She is like, I don't know, like moving higher in the church at a faster rate than most of the others. So you are right that she is like probably the most powerful right now. Right now.
But of course, our main character will become level 0 by page 12,000.
He'll become super special, but for now, probably Daly, yeah. And then Leonard has his like super secret or whatever, so he has that going for him. But otherwise, he's Sequence 8.
Every organization needs a Gojo, and that's what Leonard is.
That's what a lot of people said, which is so funny to me.
He just gives off the vibe of the town bicycle.
Oh my God!
Everybody's had a ride.
Jesus Christ!
So, ignoring that comment,
I could make more.
So we may have talked about it earlier. So it goes 22 is the bottom, and then 1 or 0 is the top.
No. So 9 is the bottom. There's 22
'cause I thought-
pathways that you could go down.
Okay, think about it like this. D&D classes. Barbarian, sorcerer, what have you. Everything goes up 9 levels.
Okay.
That's it.
Yeah, so there's 22 pathways, and then there's 9 sequences.
I mean, technically they go down.
Yeah.
Technically they go down.
It's like golf. The lower your score, the more powerful you are.
Yes, that's true.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the
It's
main...
your ranking.
It's your ranking.
It's like your first rank.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Versus
we all
ninth
get
rank.
it. We all understand. I don't understand.
The main one we focus on is definitely the sleepless.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got it. They're not subclasses, they're specialties within the class.
So just class abilities.
No.
Yeah, and the more higher level you get, the more specific that gets.
Okay, I hear you, but when I become a level 7 artificer and I get Flash of Genius, my name doesn't turn into Flash of Genius. It's still Artificer. Yes, I am
it's not a
currently
one-to-one thing.
playing an artificer in a D&D campaign.
But they do gain like certain extra abilities as they move up. Like once again, Dunn and Leonard are on the same pathway, but Dunn has some extra things that Leonard doesn't. Like Dunn can drag people into dreams and enter other people's dreams, you know? So each time you move up, you maintain the abilities you have from the previous sequence, but you also gain new ones.
Yeah.
So once Leonard moves up, he'll also gain those same abilities that Dunn has. Same with Clown. I'm sorry, I called him Clown. Klein becoming a clown.
Klein going to become a clown.
Eventually.
What's after clown?
Do you want to spoil it?
Is it the lion tamer?
It's the jester.
Is it the bearded lady?
It just becomes the bearded lady.
Okay, nothing for nothing. Genuinely would want to know what the situation
So
is
is
there.
level 0 Ringmaster?
You know what? Hey.
They
could
kind
be.
of go off from the circus theme a little bit later, but
I don't like that.
the first
If
3
you're
or
gonna-
4 are very circusy.
I think if you have a theme, stick with the theme. And like take it to whatever logical conclusion you can.
I think it's only the first 3 that feel circusy to me. The rest don't as much.
Okay, I'm gonna try to guess. Tell me when I get close. Magician.
What? Do you want me to
He's trying
spoil
to
it?
guess
Look,
what
so seer,
level
clown,
7 is.
magician feels like the next logical step. Am I right?
Did you Google it?
What?
Did you Google it?
No, I did not. I was just like, I was about to say acrobat, but then I'm like, no, has to be magic powers. Magician.
Bro.
The thing is seer, clown, magician, those seer is a fortune teller, clown is the fool,
Yeah.
magician's the next one in tarot.
Well, the fool is something entirely
Oh, so is
different.
he following the tarot then? Is he going to be the major arcana? At what point does he become the tower?
He does not.
Oh no, he must climb the tower,
The
and
tarot-
then he will conquer death.
The tarot mostly goes along with the tarot club where they all have like the tarot card names. So he doesn't exactly follow the tarot for his pathway. No.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
But the fool is his tarot club name, you know.
I think it would have been more fun if he was tarot themed because you could actually have a large sequence to go with that.
Wow.
But you're gonna drop the circus theme after magician, I guess.
The rest, like, you could maybe make arguments for the rest, but they are much harder to make arguments for.
Okay. I kind of just want you to tell me what the other ones are, just so I can see if I can wrap my brain around it.
Just spoil the whole thing, man.
No, you're just you're spoiling titles. You're not spoiling when he gets them or what they do, though there might be some inferences.
There's a
that you
lot of
make.
inference. But if you want spoilers, I can give them, but I'm not gonna go through all of the sequences.
You don't have to go through everything. I'm just saying, seer, clown, magician. What's next? Lion tamer.
No. You could guess
Acrobat.
forever. You can guess forever. It's
So
not
it's not
exactly
going to be
a circus.
it's not going to be circus
Anyway,
theme. What is
I mean-
it? What's the theme afterwards? I want to know. I want to know how what point did he?
Okay, if I
was
tell
it-
you 4, will you give up on the
here's
rest?
the thing, because it feels a little bit like maybe he had a bit of a thing of like who's the guy who made JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, like the Hamon. That's going to be a big thing. No, I have a better idea. Stands. Now this is everything.
No, it's not like the whole thing changes. Just like I said, the circus theme becomes a little less apparent as you go along.
Number
in the
4.
sequences. Okay, will you be done after?
Sure. I just want to see.
Wait.
Yes.
Are you going to guess?
Faceless.
Faceless.
Did you Google it? There's no way you could have known.
No. I Wikipedia'd it.
I want to be clear, I genuinely guessed magician.
You did. I didn't see you with Google in your hand, so you did.
One of the
genuinely
sequences is titled Bizarro Sorcerer.
That's true. That is one.
So at a certain point, when did he run out of ideas when he was writing this? Would you say?
It might be a translation thing with the Bizarro Sorcerer. I gotta be real. I don't know.
That's a choice for a name.
That is a choice for a name. That's the weirdest one.
Level 3 Bizarro Sorcerer.
Either way, he goes through some changes as time goes on. I'm sure you can imagine Faceless, he goes through many changes.
Yeah.
And it's some of the best stuff in the book, honestly. Amazing. I am excited for season 3 because that's what's going to focus on, like, the Faceless stuff.
Unless they do it in season 2 and just rush it.
No, they'll have 30 episodes.
Yeah.
You don't
can't
know.
rush season 2.
You don't know.
I know. I trust, kinda. I don't know. I can hope for the best.
Diminishing faith.
Hey, that sounds like Call of Cthulhu to me. Diminishing faith, sanity, all sorts of things.
Yeah.
This doesn't make me want to play another Call of Cthulhu campaign.
But either way, yeah, I think there's some like really cool characters introduced in the first few episodes. I think with Klein's family, I think they kind of get the shaft a little bit. Like, we don't get to see Benson, who's his brother, until like the after credit scene in episode 3, which was kind of, or episode 2? It might have been
3, I
2.
think.
It was 3. Either way, he's just kind of like in an after credit scene, which is kind of sad. His siblings get a lot more attention in the book, and it really strengthens like that core of like Klein's humanity that he kind of needs to maintain throughout the rest as time goes on. So yeah, I wish we would have seen a little bit more of them, but I still like the parts with the family. We see a little bit more of that in episode 4, and as time continues on, we see more of his bonds with the Nighthawks like Leonard, which is also really important for who Klein is moving forward. So I like all that, but some of it also, like, some of the characterization got a little bit condensed.
Okay, now you say they get the shaft. Which path is that on? I'm just being...
Red Priest pathway.
Okay. I thought you were going to make some sort of penis joke.
That was the closest thing I could think of.
The Red Priest is a penis joke? The path of the one-eyed monster. Come on now.
Roselle's pathway.
See it. It's red. It's got a hood.
They're called angels the further up the path they move?
Yes. Yes, they do become quote-unquote angels, I guess. And then they become God at sequence 0. But there can only be one God, so there's only... Well, for each, like, grouping of pathways. It's kind of hard to describe, but...
Oh, so whoever, like, makes it to 0 is going to be the new, like, Evernight god or goddess.
Yeah, except it's like...
So there's 22 gods.
Well, for instance, no, there's not. So for instance, there's groupings, like the Seer, Marauder, and Apprentice pathways are in a group. And then at a higher sequence, you could exchange those pathways. If you get to sequence 0 of one of the pathways, like if Klein gets to sequence 0 of Seer, he would be the sort of ruler of those 3 pathways. So not just his pathway, but all 3 of them. So there can only be one within all 3 of those pathways.
Hey guys, Al from the future here. Yin wanted me to take a second to say that they got something wrong about the sequence 0 stuff. They said it should be that there can be a, quote, sequence 0 for each pathway, but you might get blocked from sequence 0 if someone else has all the possible, quote, uniqueness there is. I don't know what uniqueness is, and they tried to explain this to me, and I was very lost. So just keep that in mind as we talk about whatever we're talking about whenever I slice this in.
I'm spoiling so much endgame shit.
I gotta be real with you. I don't like using that Highlander section if there's not gonna be only one.
Well, they get more power then, because they're the rule over like 3 or 4 pathways.
Yeah, but they're not the only one. So
it sets up a good like antagonist situation though. Like otherwise you don't have that because you don't have somebody from a different pathway trying to beat him, you know?
I know. I'm just saying I like that there can be only one, but there's not.
What do you mean?
You're saying there's multiple level 0 people.
Oh, from different pathways though.
Yeah, so there can be more than one.
There's more than one god, yeah. There's not just one god. But there's only one Lord
But
of the Mysteries.
they've already established that this is like a polytheistic society.
Yeah, there's many gods.
I was just hoping for a super Highlander situation where all the gods have to fight to be the true god.
Not exactly, but within your pathways, you can fight to be the true god.
Meh.
You want there to only be one. You want a monotheism.
There can only be one. No, I just like Highlander.
Okay. This isn't quite Highlander. But they do get into some interesting cosmic god shit later on that's really cool.
Honestly, if I want Highlander, I gotta go watch JoJo or something.
Probably. But this first season is like more down to earth than some of the later ones would be. Like, definitely gets into more of the gods and cosmic shit as like Klein progresses through the pathways. But this season, like, I really like Volume 1 because it focuses more on the slice of life stuff and his normal life as Klein Moretti until, shit really hits the fan. So the ending of Volume 1 is pretty extreme, but things get like more and more escalated as time goes on. So this is definitely one of the quieter seasons. And I really like it that way. It still has excitement and stuff, but it's all about like exploring the world building, exploring the characters in depth, and like getting a good sense of like who Klein is and who like his base is, basically, like his foundation.
I did like that. I think for the most part, I think the world here probably is the thing I'm most interested in.
Mm-hmm.
As far as like the classes and the monsters and the various different things going on. I'm a little in and out on the mystery, if I'm being honest, because I think part of it is we're so early in the series that it's like, this is not gonna make sense or connect for a little bit, so I'm just gonna have to wait. You know what? I'm just gonna vibe. I'm just gonna vibe in the world a little bit and just enjoy some crazy esoteric sorcery stuff.
Yeah. Connects more on episode 7, I'd say.
I feel like this is going to turn into the thing where people are like, it really picks up in season 4.
Stop. But maybe.
Yeah.
Like, if you could just get through seasons 1 through 3, season 4 is amazing.
Stop. I think it's already amazing, but I'm a little biased. It's like my favorite thing right now. Like, I'm obsessed with the book, the show. I have merch. It's my wallpaper. Like, I love Lord of the Mysteries.
I'll agree. I did enjoy these first couple episodes that I watched.
Good to hear.
Any other things we want to cover on this?
I can't think of anything else.
Well, I think I'm I'll give it a yay. I think the vibes were good enough that I'm going to go full yay today. Solid stuff. Mystery, I don't know where it's going yet, and I don't know like entirely how much I'm going to be honest with you. I brought up a bunch of times Cthulhu stuff because I played that whole campaign, and I was like, this reminds me of this. This reminds me of this. I was like saying that whenever we were watching it and that it was kind of fun for me in that way. But I also feel like I'm the kind of person of like, in that campaign, I was the fighter and I was not good at figuring out the mystery stuff, and I feel like I'm not going to be good at it here. So that's just me acknowledging my own limitations. But characters seem pretty cool and interesting. Power seemed pretty cool and interesting. All of it seems pretty cool and pretty interesting. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yay.
Obviously, I'm a high yay. I think like with the parameters that they had for this season, they still did a fantastic job. I mean, the world really came to life, the characters, the animation's gorgeous. I really love everything about it. I've watched these episodes multiple times since they came out. And I'm in love with the book. I mean, this world and Klein as a character and a lot of the other characters are some of my favorites in like all of fiction. So it's definitely like my obsession at the moment, and probably for years to come. There's a lot to explore in this world, and I think the fact that it's going to have so many more seasons is great to really explore like what the story is about. So I'm really looking forward to like all the rest of it, and I think these first 3 episodes and the rest of the show are really amazing.
I'm gonna give it a light yay. Not that this isn't like a good show. I do like it. I like what it's doing and sort of like kind of the elements that we've already got. However, I feel execution is not quite where it needs to be for me, and this is a personal thing because I feel like I would have needed to have already read the book in order to like sort of know what's going on, because my eyesight and also just the pace that we're going at this point is a little too rushed. Like, if the first season had more episodes, or the episodes like were just longer, maybe it would have been like a better in pacing, at least for me. But that's kind of the only real hiccup it has, at least for me. Otherwise, it's gorgeous. World seems interesting. Characters are interesting. I do want to continue the story, but I feel like I would probably pick up the book.
I give it a light yay too, because I do think the first episode, they just really threw everything at like the kitchen sink at you. So, but like I said earlier, once I was able to figure out the general motivations and the general setup, I did enjoy it a lot more. And, 8 times out of 10, the animation is drop dead gorgeous. So yeah, I do agree. It has a lot of good things going for it. So yeah, you said it's guaranteed 6 seasons in a movie. So, I guess if you're a fan of Lord of the Mysteries, you're going to be good for the next at least decade.
All I'm thinking about, I know we said 6 seasons of movie, but I'm going to go with a different Dan Harmon thing. I'm thinking 100 years, Rick and Morty, 100,000 years, just Morty and Rick, just do it, Lord of Mysteries, 100 years.
I'm gonna give this a solid neutral meh. The animation was pretty, but I was having a lot of trouble following the story. I fell asleep halfway through the second episode. We were watching it very late at night. And today I was like, I don't really feel any need to watch the third episode or see what I missed.
I'm a pretty solid light nay. Normally I'm a fan of these kind of things. I like the Victorian era. I like mysteries. I like case episodes. I don't know how to describe this.
Police procedurals?
I guess. But they just threw everything at us, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. I don't know why I'm supposed to care. It was very pretty, but it just really turned me off.
Me and Kozi did have a pretty rough couple of weeks.
It's fair.
So we're probably not in the best mindset to watch something complicated.
I don't think I would have liked this regardless. It's coming in with the assumption that you understand what's happening, and I do not understand what's happening.
That's true.
Even you guys explaining some of the stuff that comes up later does not really give me more context to what is going on.
Do you think the next week's is going to be very complicated?
No.
Okay, good. Tell us what's going on there, because we're continuing Donghua month with more Donghua that you have dangled in front of us.
Yes,
So what dong is dangling now?
And next week is actually by the same creator of To Be Hero X. This one is Link Click. So I'm excited to show you guys this one too. I think we're watching the first 4 episodes because it completes the arc once again, kind of like how To Be Hero X did. But the episodes are much shorter than Lord of the Mysteries, so they're just normal anime-length episodes. I really love this one as well, just like all the rest of the Donghua this month. So yeah, it's really
very
cool
good.
one.
I've seen it before.
It's
very good.
What's it generally about? Just real quick summary.
It's about 2 guys who run a photo studio where they can actually go back in time by going through photographs that people give them. So they go back into these people's memories while trying not to change too much about the past, but just glean information from it. So it's kind of like a case-by-case thing in the first season, though it becomes much more of an ongoing story as time goes on, especially in season 2 and the Britain arc. But this season focuses a lot on those individual stories of the people who come to the photo studio.
It's also about gay.
More English.
Yes.
I thought you said it wasn't going to be complicated, and now you're throwing in time travel.
It's really not that
I
complicated.
think you're a liar.
Yeah, no,
So-
it's not that complicated. I've seen the show. I can vouch for Yin.
We'll find out next week. We hope you guys will join us for that. We'll see you guys then. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Hey, thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and ring the bell icon for notifications. If you enjoy this video, give us a like, and if you haven't already, check out some of our previous episodes, our daily gaming videos, or our parody series Madoka Magically Abridged. See you next time!